I feel very, because we've had, I didn't know the name, but you had mentioned some of the medical challenge you've had to go through and how your life is a miracle, and sometimes hearing the full story puts it into perspective. But I wanted to ask you about diagnosis and misdiagnosis. And the reason is because of course, MG is a rare disease, which means the likelihood of it getting misdiagnosed is also
rare,
very, very high. People will not know what they are diagnosing. How did you get diagnosed, and how can people be sure that this is something they are going through, or is something else they are going through?
Okay, so like similar to my story and stories of people from my support group, we find out that when it happens, majority of the people have the same story, where they run to the church. You feel like you're being attacked because you can't really place your hand on what's going on. Imagine like you can't even like to feed yourself, to swallow. You're having issues you're having issues with breathing. You're having issues with walking. Then I can remember, like if I'm walking, the next thing I can't even take a step. There's an incident that happened to me that I can never ever forget. Like we had an event at Eco Hotel, and I needed to leave, and I was walking. Imagine like a hall filled with so many people, and I was walking out, and I got to the middle of the room, and I couldn't move.
Whoa!
Imagine that you're standing. You want to move, but you cannot put one leg in front of the other.
Jeez.
You cannot walk, you cannot move. I was just standing there like, then, panic sets in, then it triggers the stress and everything. Then you're sweating, then if your body was already shutting down, it shuts down completely. And then I was walking out with a friend, and then she was talking, but she realized that, where's Amaka? And she turned back. When she turned, she saw the horror. She had to come back to hold my hand, to walk me out of that place. I can never forget that. Even one time like that, when I was with friends, and next thing we're walking, and next thing I'm on the floor, right? So, first of all, when that starts happening, you're wondering, like, what's going on with me? Something is wrong. You just start praying. The Niger thing, you start praying.
Village people have come.
And then so many people go to churches, they are running helter-skelter. You go to hospital, they can't place it. Do you know, even in the UK, I was going to the optician, as in they put prisms in my glasses to the highest point of prism too. I stopped going for my appointments because like there was nothing else to do. I just got tired. I said, why are they trying different things and they can't figure it out? It took years, and that also had an emotional toll on my mind. You understand? So it happens to people. Yeah. So you need a neurologist because it's a specialist care that you need. You need to speak to a neurologist to be diagnosed. I need to do a lot of things. You even have to do the nerve tests, where they put all the pins and stuff in you to check your muscle strength. There are different things, blood tests, and a whole lot of tests that you have to do to get the proper diagnosis. But like I said, neurologist care is pretty expensive. I have people on in my foundation and support group that are always on the waiting list. Like I have a lady that has been on the waiting list since last in the public hospital, and finally they're seeing her this next week in March. And you can imagine if in this whole time she's had a myasthenia crisis, you deal with these things yourself, so it's stressful.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.